At the deepest levels, these two questions seek the same answer. We've talked about how images, at the most basic level, is just information. Data. Information. But when you take that information, that visual information, all the different points of colors that form lines, that form shapes, that forms light, that forms shade, that forms color, when we take all that information and organize it with structure, when we give it intelligent structure, when we give it intelligent architecture, it becomes something more powerful. It becomes an idea. And this is the law of the entire universe, right? This is how all things in the universe work. Individual pieces, individual particles coming together, finding structure, finding intelligence, and becoming something more powerful. Individual atoms joining in perfect geometric structure, perfect structure, perfect intelligent architecture. And these atoms become sugar, become water, become salt. Individual waves of sound. Sound is just a wave, right? It's like a snake, right? A very perfect snake flying through the air. You take individual waves of sound, you set them side by side with perfect mathematical structure, perfect harmony, and you have music. You have Mozart, you have Beethoven. Is this not working well? Oh, it's fading out? Oh, I'm okay. I'll just yell out. So the creation of image is information coming together with structure to become an idea. But ideas are the most powerful things that we have. Ideas, sometimes we oversimplify ideas. We don't think ideas are that important. We don't really think about what an idea is. An idea is not something that we just think. An idea is not just some information on a piece of paper. An idea is physical. An idea is the way that we experience the world. The idea of the sunrise. The color. As the sun pulls itself from the land upward towards the center of the sky. The red fighting the yellow, fighting the orange. The sharp edges of light. The way the personality of the sky and the personality of the land changes. This is the idea of a sunrise. So somebody tells you, I went to Querétaro, I saw the most beautiful sunrise. You know what they experienced because you know the idea of a sunrise. So when photographers, when human beings create images, they create ideas. The idea of nature. The idea of war. The idea of community. The idea of family. But if you take these ideas and you begin to unwrap them, you begin to open them like gifts, right? Like candy. You open them and you push towards the center of each of these ideas. You push toward the heart of what each of these things are. You find the same idea over and over and over again. The idea of being human. Every image we create is an expression of how we know the world. The idea of a relationship with nature. The way we bow before mountains. The way the ocean opens us horizontally. The way the geometry of plants stimulates our own thinking. The idea of war. It is the idea of the human relationship with its own ugliness, with its own pain, with its own inevitable tragedy and suffering. Every image ever created, every piece of art ever created is a testimonial of what it means to be human. Even this talk. You see this talk, all this visual information. You hear these sounds. My microphone goes in, my microphone goes out. You see this suit I bought, you know. You see the face of a person born in China, the language of a person raised in the United States. But if you pull away all of these details, if you peel away all of these details of what I am communicating to you, and you put your hand and reach for the center, reach for the heart and the blood of what I am trying to communicate to you, what is it? What is it behind the words, behind the ideas, behind the information that I am pushing from this stage outward to you. It is humanity. Not my humanity, not your humanity, our humanity. Microphone? I have a very short time. So I think, okay, I'll stay around here. My mother used to say I move around so much. So if you trace the history of the world, the entire world, but really if you trace the history of us, the story of human beings, and you look at what we used to be, you look at how far your ancestors were from my ancestors, you look at how far apart we were and the great distances that were between us, how your ancestors probably did not even think that my ancestors were the same, that we were different creatures. And if you look at that story of who we used to be, and you look at where we've come today, you can see a destiny for us, human beings. It is inevitable. It is a trajectory. It is a path. It is physics. It is a destiny that says there will be a time on this earth where people from all corners of the world's history, of all corners of the world's culture, come together, communicate with one another, and realize that we have a common language of being human. And today, if you think about it, you have a man born in China, in Beijing, who was raised in the United States, who is here in Mexico speaking to you in English. This is evidence that this time of our destiny, this moment when people in large numbers will come together from all over the world, look at one another, and find the image of ourselves. Today is evidence that this time has already begun. Muchas gracias, Querétaro.